To understand the destruction that was done in the beginning, we must understand the end.
You can have him evaluated by a psychiatrist.
Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back.
Greg, can you please tell him I just got a mental eval already done?
Dude.
Possible.
Stop. Come on.
Mike, calm down.
Hands behind your back.
Get down.
Mike, calm down. Just relax. Deep breath. Mike, take a deep breath.
I got a mental eval. I just want to see my kids. Come on. I've done nothing.
Mike,
So just take it
calm
backwards.
down. Dude, take a deep breath.
Please, guys, come on. You're gonna really throw me in jail because I missed my kids. Come on.
Assistance in 15 Charlie. 15 Charlie.
Stop. Come on, please, guys. Please, I don't want to. You got it? Please.
Yes. Let's just hold him. Come on.
Mike,
All right.
fighting with the guys.
I'm gonna take her.
Mike, stop fighting with them. I have to go over there and help them with the cuffs on you. Don't fight with them.
Understand? I'm gonna
Don't
tase
fight.
you.
Don't fight with them. Put the handcuffs on. Mike, put the fucking handcuffs on. Or I'll put them on myself.
Greg, come on.
I'm on your side, Mike, but you're out of line.
This is ridiculous. Like, there was no order saying I can't send my kids to CLE thing.
Mike,
I just happened to come upon the author. I've talked to a lot of authors. Come on, guys. I just want to see my kids now. I'm getting prosecuted as an enemy of the state. I just want to. I've done nothing.
The clip you were just shown points out many things about Michael. The level of his obsession, and that Michael is a big dude. Michael has had hours to question witnesses. With 14 minutes left, he does this.
I'd like to call Joe on the stand, Judge.
You got 14 minutes. Counsel,
Thank you.
would you like an opportunity to cross-examine this witness, or would you like to call him in your case?
I'll call him in my case. I'll reserve the right to call him in my
Thank you, sir. And what's Joe's last name?
Ruiz.
Mr. Ruiz, can you come on up
Your
to...
Honor, Mr. Ruiz hasn't been listed by either defendant or myself as a witness in this case.
Mr. McDonald, what's your response?
Judge, he can attest to the...
No. So he wasn't listed as a witness by either party.
I believe, I don't know if I put that on my pretrial memo, as there was a lot of scrambling, but I did have list, it said any rebuttal witnesses, so that him being here would constitute a rebuttal witness in my
All right, I'll allow it. Mr. Ruiz, come on up to the witness stand. Remain standing. Raise your right hand to be sworn. Mr. McDonald, you're going to have a seat.
Yes, Judge, thank you.
And you're not going to get up during these questions. You understand me?
Yes, Judge.
Sir, raise your right hand to be sworn.
Candace's fiance, Joe Ruiz, will now take the stand.
Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to make in this action shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
I called you Mr. Ruiz 2 times, but I'm going to guess it's Mr. Ruiz.
Yes.
All right. Mr. Ruiz, will you state and spell your name for the record?
First name is Joseph, Joseph. Last name is Ruiz, Ruiz.
Dr. Business thinks Joe looks like a fella that can hold his own.
No middle initial.
Thank you. Go ahead, Mr. McDonald. You have 13 minutes.
Were you married to one of Candace's friends, Nicole Spinlove?
Absolutely.
Did you ever, was there ever was ever...
Michael is quite uncomfortable in front of the bad motherfucker that is having sex with his ex-wife.
stated that you raped...
Objection here.
Miss Spinlove.
I'm going to allow it.
Were you ever the cops ever called out?
No, never.
Were you aware of that that she would tell friends such as Candace of those situations?
Objection here, sir.
I'm going to allow it.
If she was sexually molested or assaulted by me in any way, she still married me.
there was never that case never happened. There's no record of that. And once again, that was he said, she said.
Hold on to something, Joe. The questions are going to get a lot worse.
Did you get a divorce during the time that me and Candace were divorcing?
Pretty close, yes.
Did your ex have any sexual contact with my ex?
Not that I know of.
I'm getting this weird feeling. Is anybody else getting a weird vibe from this?
So, were you aware that your ex a lesbian now?
Mr. McDonald, hold on. No.
Michael has few precious minutes left with Joe on the stand, and he is beginning to panic.
How is this relevant?
It's relevant.
I mean, I don't want to trash talk people or bring people in.
You're right,
Being
Judge.
a lesbian is wonderful. This court doesn't look down on that. Those are people's choices, all right? And I'm not going to let you. You can spend about 3 hours talking bad about everybody else,
I agree,
but
Judge.
she's not a party, and that's very distasteful.
Only
right?
relevant stuff. I apologize.
How is that? It's just, you're trying to insinuate something bad to the court, and let me tell you, the court doesn't think it's bad. The court's all for it.
All right.
Patience tested. Here comes Michael's $100 question.
So, Mr. Ruiz, did you ever touch Malia in any appropriate ways? Mr. Ruiz, did you ever touch Malia in any appropriate ways?
Absolutely not.
Have you aware that Malia stated to certain relatives of my family that Joe touched her pee-pee?
I was not there, so I couldn't say.
You were not there. Have you ever watched The Children Alone?
No.
Never.
Never.
Have you ever?
Allowed.
Huh?
I'm not allowed.
Do you ever smoke marijuana or do drugs?
No.
Never.
Never.
And
He said never. Everyone on the stand is used to this nonsense.
you've never smoked marijuana or recreational drugs with the plaintiff?
No.
No. Did you take Mason to an event alone? You ever take him alone to different places?
I took him to Aviation Nation.
Yeah.
We went together.
You have fun?
Absolutely. You could talk about the pictures because that's how you know. Absolutely. You could talk about the pictures because that's how you know.
Do you play with Mason?
Yeah, when he wants.
Does he ever play out in the street alone or
No.
places? He's always watched by somebody?
Absolutely.
Do you help coach his team or to bring him to any events like baseball or soccer?
No, I've been to his games. I've helped him.
Is he good?
Catch. For his age, absolutely. You should be there.
You should be there, says Joe, after Michael has been horrible to him.
For his age, absolutely. You should be there.
I wish I was. So, do the kids ever call you daddy?
No.
Never?
No. They just call me Joe.
Do you take them to school?
Yes, I take Mason to school every morning.
Take them to school every morning. At what time?
When school starts.
Are you ever alone at the house with the children?
Michael is trying to turn Joe into a monster, but a monster he is not.
No, I'm not allowed.
Who brings the children or Malia to daycare?
Our mother.
Have you noticed any self-esteem issues or any issues with Mason or Malia, or do they ever say anything about their dad or ask you questions about him?
Not really.
Are they happy children?
Absolutely.
Have you ever seen any breakdowns or mental breakdowns by the plaintiff?
No.
No? Has the plaintiff ever hit you or hurt you or yelled at you?
No.
Never.
We know how to communicate.
Wow.
The bailiff doesn't take his eyes off Michael.
Is there any means of... Were you in the house on the day of 11/11 of 2000? 1/12 or 1/13 in January of 2017.
Objection lacks foundation as to what house?
Which house?
The house on 5813 Maynard.
No, not that.
You never went there? Never took property out of the house?
No.
Were you aware that there was property that was being taken, or did you ever see a safe?
That was none of my business.
Okay. During that time of separation, when did you guys first get together?
Mr. McDonald, how is this relevant?
This showed during the time of those 90 days that Mr. McDonald didn't see his children, that's when the supposed rectal prolapses happened.
Because of Michael's ridiculous line of questioning, we are going to have to learn about what a rectal prolapse actually is. I am quite sorry.
Rectal prolapse is when the rectum physically comes outside of the body, and it will physically hang outside of the anal area, and it can actually occur when you're having a bowel movement, or if you're straining, or it can happen just by standing up. Unfortunately, it's typically a female problem, and it's related to childbirth, menopause, and old age. And it can actually occur with not only the rectum, but the vagina, the bladder, and the uterus.
So rectal prolapse is a condition where there's protrusion of an organ through the anal canal. Patients would present with the complaint that they see something coming out of the anus, or discomfort, discharge, bleeding, or difficulties with evacuation. So rectal prolapse is caused by weakness in the support system of rectum. So rectum is stabilized in the pelvis with the help of pelvic floor muscles and some connective tissue which hold rectum in place. When these tissues are weak, that leads to protrusion of the rectum to the anus. This is most commonly seen in female who are elderly, who had multiple pregnancies, or who had previous injuries in the obstetric injuries, or patients who have chronic constipation. So depending on the severity of your prolapse, your treatment will be determined. Sometimes in milder cases of prolapse, it could be done on an outpatient basis. It could be done through the perineum, and you would be able to go home the same day. In other cases, however, you might require a major surgery. That could be done either through open surgery, but an expert colorectal surgeon prefers it to be done by minimal invasive method, which includes a robotic surgery or laparoscopic surgery.
Dr. Business apologizes for having to teach you about what a rectal prolapse is.
I'd like to know what time frame that the relationship occurred.
September of 2015.
Has there ever been any girls that say they're uncomfortable around you?
No.
Like, such as Sharina or her sister? Or...
Have you seen your ex-wife? She's not afraid of me whatsoever.
Do you still have a relationship with your ex-wife?
No.
No.
Remember, this is a hearing to modify custody. Michael is turning it into something else completely.
Do you love Mason and Malia?
Absolutely.
Do you help foster a relationship with them and their father?
I wish you could.
Do you talk good about them? Do you say anything in regards to that?
Excuse me, say that one more time.
Do you say good things about their father or talk about them at all?
I don't say anything bad about their father.
Or good co-parenting, no? Do you ever ask the plaintiff to, what's the deal, or what for?
Well, I'm fully aware of the deal.
You are goddamn right Joe is fully aware of the deal. Yeah!
I mean, you're not supposed to be 100 yards from me, too, so I know exactly.
Are you afraid of Mr. McDonald?
You're unpredictable. That's what I'm afraid of.
What have I done or what has Mr. McDonald done that's unpredictable?
Coming across the street, threatening my life.
So did you?
In November of 2000.
Were you aware that there was those charges that was sent to Candace? Did she show that to you? And what would your mental state be?
I was there in court when that happened, so because I was subpoenaed, so I had to be there.
What would your mental state be if you found out some stranger with that kind of record was watching your children?
I don't have a record, so I couldn't say.
Let's say if just somebody else, if you found that out that somebody.
Objection, completely hypothetical, Your Honor.
Okay, so we're not going to do the what if.
All right, so do you plan on being in the children's lives and being a stepdad to them?
I am marrying Candice McDonald, so yes, I do plan on being in the house.
Are you aware that she said she would never marry you before, or she would never be in a relationship with you prior, and she used to talk?
As you know, things change.
You really can't help but like Joe.
She married you.
And do we not hang out 1 or 2 times before? Baseball game or something?
Yeah, 1 or 2 times.
Okay, that's about all the questions I have, Judge. Thank you.
Mr. Counsel. All right. Sir, you can have a seat again. Mr. McDonald, you have 5 minutes. Would you like to testify?
After a whole day of this, the judge's patience is more than frayed.
So when can I do a closing statement? Is that after the testimony?
Okay, so as I indicated previously, after each of you is allowed 3 hours to present your case, you may give me closing arguments. Closing arguments is not testimony, but that will be at the conclusion of today's proceedings.
So can you explain, the testimony would be in regards to what's on the exhibit list that he gets to depose? Is that what happened?
No, just whatever you want to tell me. This is your motion. You have the burden. You have to tell me things.
So yeah, I would like to.
Okay, so you need to raise your right hand.
Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to make in this action shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yeah.
This is Michael's final 5 minutes.
Hold on. Is that a yes, Mr. McDonald?
Yes, Judge.
You have 5 minutes.
Okay, I will try to make this brief. So today I'm here to say I consist of a sworn statement to the court on matters in regards to my case in regards with custody and child support assets. I would like to bring our case in chief to show that it is in the best interest of the children that their father be in their lives. I can have different case laws such as Rico versus Rodriguez, Rivero versus Rivero, and Drager versus Drager, where it ruled that the trial court erred in changing custody without specific notice of the requested change. That occurred during Hardcastle's pendency after she filled in. Trucks versus Trucks says that if it is shown that it is in the best interest of the children requires the modification or termination of a joint custody, any order of joint custody may be modified or terminated by the court upon petition of one.
No matter what Michael says, one question must be answered. What is in the best interests of the children?
Other parents in the court's motion. It also states that the moving party in the court proceeding must show that circumstances have been changed, that somebody substantially changed since the most recent order. Since the most recent order, there has been zero contact for 450 days. It is not in the best interest of the children not to see their father and have a meaningful relationship. It's also not in the best interest of the children to not be able to be in their lives and be at their coaching events.
Here is one of the many videos Michael made with his children as props. It gives me an uneasy feeling.
Stop pedaling so fast. There, good job.
You did.
Good job, slowing down.
She's seen him at the truck and she goes, oh man.
All right, go ahead, buddy. Go ahead, buddy. Go ahead, buddy. All right, come on, ready? Go.
You're not done with yet?
Nope, not done yet. Keep going. All right, come on. All right. All right, start slowing down a little bit and then get ready to turn. All right, start turning. Turn. Turn this way, come this way. Keep going. Turn, keep turning. Keep pedaling too. Pedal a little bit. There you go. Good job. You're about to run in. Oh. Okay, control. Oh, there you go.
Almost hit it.
Almost. Don't do such sharper turns, okay?
Dad, can you help with this? It's always, I don't know, can't run into that truck anymore.
Yeah, don't run in the truck.
Because that's...
right, go. Go, buddy, go. Go, 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 go. I don't know, keep going. Keep going. Keep going, buddy. Keep going, buddy. Good job. Good job, Mason. Are you gonna start turning? You gonna say something for Daddy? What are you gonna say, Daddy?
I love my daddy. Ho, ho, ho. I love my daddy. Ho, ho, ho. I always love my daddy. Ho, ho. If nobody wants my daddy, I love him only. Mom is a little jerk.
Whoa, don't say jerk anymore.
Ha ha ha.
Right,
Hoo hoo ha.
wave, bye-bye.
Say
Say bye-bye, we gotta eat dinner.
bye bye. Jerk.
I'm such a what, dude?
Jerk.
Jur?
Jerk.
What's a jur? Say hi. Hi. Say hi, Malia. Say hi.
Jerk.
Say hi,
That's what it's called. Mason is a jerk.
Don't say you're a jerk. You're a good boy.
Jerk, jerk, jerk.
No. Bye.
Jerk.
Say bye to Daddy.
Bye.
You guys. Say
Bye.
bye. Wait. Say bye to Daddy. I'm gonna not see you for 14 days.
My daddy.
Say bye to me, Malia. Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye. I'm gonna miss you guys every day. Bye, Mason. Bye, Malia. I love you guys. I'll think about you every day.
Thanks, Dad.
All right, say bye-bye. I had fun teaching you how to ride your bikes. Huh?
Yeah.
Did you have fun too? Did you ride a bike? Yeah. All right. All right. Bye, guys. Say bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Anybody else feel uneasy?
It's not. It's also. Here, let's see here. It also proves that there has been a change of circumstance. I've been put in jail because of orders I was confused about. And there's been so emotional, Judge. There's so many things that have happened. I just want to have joint physical custody of my kids. That's the whole thing of this, the pendency of this case. There's been a complete poisoning of the well by attorney and plaintiff, and they completely make up complete lies that were never rebutted and never proved against. And I've had very ineffective counsel, especially one ended up taking his own life, and he was a great guy. I felt terrible for. I even had his dog for.
One of Michael's lawyers did commit suicide. At this time, those two things are not related.
This case, there should be a tier of fact of what is in this case and all of the things that have happened and the consideration for that. And when there was orders for every weekend visitation, things were going well. Things started happening. Then all of a sudden, when she finds out that when the plaintiff finds out there's a girlfriend, that's when everything blows up and it becomes a vindictiveness. And regards to custody, as she would not agree to joint custody when we sat with our stepdads. We agreed to everything but custody. She wouldn't agree to 40% of the time. She knows I'm a good father. I take good care of my children. I'm very involved in their lives. And I know the effects of not having a father. And I know more than anything that I have a great duty and responsibility to steward those lives of my children. And I ask this court that I be able to do that. And that you see the full pendency of this case and show that the counsel's lies and fraud on the court is complete lies. I've done so many things. I've learned so much, Judge. I've learned so much about a legal system, going to jail, going to classes, going to divorce cases, counseling, groups. I've done more than you'll ever know, Judge. I've done and remediated.
That's kind of the problem. You need to tell me what you've done, all right? That's the reason why we're here. That's for the motion. So don't say, I've done more than you'll ever know, Judge, because you just had 3 hours to tell me what you've done.
I thought that was just test for witnesses. I apologize. But here's a couple of things I've done. So I've been going to counseling regularly. I've been going to my pastor's meetings. I've been going to divorce care, to the cases for Celebrate Recovery for life issues. I've helped so many people that are going through...
What are life issues?
Life issues such as divorce or alcohol, whatever. There are all kinds of groups there that they have.
Okay.
And I help foster men's
When did you start? How often do you go? And how long are the classes?
So I used to go to these classes and to men's groups.
Okay, no, let's just start. I need you to tell me everything that you've done since the last order. Remember we talked about it. August 16th. 2016. What have you done since
the last
that
order,
date?
Judge, I've been going regularly to celebrate recovery on
What
Mondays.
does regularly mean?
Mondays, almost every Monday.
Almost every Monday.
At the crossing, and Jeff
At
Moore,
the crossing
Jeff Moore, the
since
pastor,
August 2016.
I've also
Okay.
done divorce care, which has been very enlightening.
What is divorce care?
It's a program that was made by Dave Ramsey and other people that actually goes and teaches you how to overcome a divorce, how to be a good parent and co-parent.
Where is that class at?
That class is also at the crossing on Monday.
How often have you attended that class?
On Wednesday nights regularly, Judge. Since the last order of this court.
August 16th, 2016. So you're at the crossing on Monday night? You're at the crossing on Wednesday
and Sundays
night?
usually.
Okay. And then what else have you done?
Besides hanging out at some place called The Crossing with the other deadbeat dads.
So, Judge, I've also gone to counseling with Nancy Hunterton. I've done a multiple men's groups.
How long have you seen Nancy Hunterton?
Since after getting out of divorce. I mean the jail, Judge.
Okay. And you've seen her weekly since you got out of jail?
It's usually every other week, Judge. She's usually busy. And
Every other week since you got out of jail.
It varies, but yes, Judge, regularly since we've been out of jail. I've also taken the eval. I've done everything.
When did you do the eval?
That was previously to the trial. So
it was before the trial.
Yes.
So when Judge Hardcastle ordered you to have a psychological evaluation
that was done in jail,
November 2016, where is that evaluation and who did it?
So that was in jail with Dr. Green, Judge.
Okay.
So that was.
So where is that evaluation?
I have not been privy to that.
So you're telling me that the municipal city jail just went ahead and gave you a full bore evaluation?
They did give me an evaluation in jail, Judge. That was that per requirement. Yes.
Well, per the requirement, as in they were concerned about you in the first few hours and they gave you an evaluation?
No, Judge. They came in on request of Judge Almasi. So
Judge Almasi requested you to be evaluated?
I believe so, yes.
Okay, and how long did that person, Dr. Green, spend with you?
A couple hours, and that's all you have in jail is time, I guess. So,
where is that evaluation?
I have not seen it, Judge. Probably with the municipal records, Judge.
Okay, why do you think it was an evaluation?
I was told that it was an evaluation, so that's what.
Okay.
The court has the authority to award joint physical custody. I want to let the court know that I want the court to know that I'm a new man, a new creation. I was born again through the fire and adversity of this court and through perilous unfortunate circumstances that have happened. I take responsibility for being emotional and for doing some of the emotionally driven things that I did, but I've never tried.
What?
What's that?
You just said you take.
I take responsibility.
Yeah. So for what? For what do you take responsibility?
For trying to get back with the defendant after the court said not to. The court said that you can get a divorce for any reason. I believe that our marriage was brought on by God and that it could be redeemed. But Judge, I've moved on. I have a beautiful girlfriend now. I don't.
The new girlfriend he has isn't a millionth the angel Candace is.
I don't have any regards to that. I just want to be a good co-parent. I've also done things such as I've learned I followed all the court orders since the last orders and learned so much about the divorce and legal process and the power and importance of it. One day I'll be an attorney, Judge, and I'll know this process a lot more and help many people through this. I also want will do what's best to help many families and especially my own and raise and foster my children. I've in fact learned and studied so much as to help what's best to help the laws out here. I've attended the child support hearings. I've a committee that's redoing child support here. I've actually gone in September of 2017. I was asked to go to D.C. in Washington D.C. and spoke to almost every Congress member in the House and Senate, and I lobbied for equal parenting. And then months later, in November, I went to every committee member. And months later, there's now a bill called H.J. 121, which is a constitutional amendment for equal parenting, and it shall not be infringed. So if passed, so it's still in Congress.
This bill has nothing to do with Michael's situation. None.
I've also done met with all kinds of experts and things of what's going on in our society and the devastating effects and the social issues. And I know that it is not in the best interest for the children not to see their father. It's not in the best interest for them to not have meaningful time with their father and to help bring them in the world. It's not best to miss out on holidays and presents. When I try to bring presents to them on Christmas, I asked counsel, how can I bring presents to my children for Christmas? Never got back to me. I went multiple times to try to drop off things and nothing.
Michael did it anyway, like always.
I also say that it's not in best interest to miss out on the father's whole side of his family. The kids had a good relationship with my cousins and uncles and aunts and the grandparents. I have a big family, Judge. I have an Italian family. We love each other. The family is big to us. It's important. I also say it's not best for my little girl to be 2 years old and not be able to see her father. Last time I remember her snuggling with me at daycare when I saw her that day. And not being able to see
snuggling with her at daycare?
She's kissing me and saying, Daddy, I love you.
The day that you took the wrong kid and then took her?
No, Judge, I never took the wrong. That's complete hearsay, Judge.
You didn't do that?
No.
Are you talking about that day, though, that you picked her up off the mat when you weren't supposed to be there?
No, that was a different day, Judge.
A different day. Okay.
That was really bad.
It's not in the best interest to not have meaningful trips. I asked multiple times. We go to Duck Creek every summer, and we had a great time. My little niece and nephews, I'm fishing with them, teaching them to fish. I wish my kids were there to make those memories. To deny the children love from their father and from their parents it's child abuse, Judge. Not to be able to make those memories of them fishing and teaching them how to do that. Those are things that have changed my life, and I want that for my children. To not have good co-parents to help raise them. To deny access to them, to deny phone calls and video chats.
Okay, you're 5 minutes over on your time. I'm going to give you
right,
1 minute more because you'll be about 7 minutes over.
The final minute. Everyone in the court is mentally exhausted. Dr. Business is mentally exhausted.
Thank you, Judge. I don't want them to miss out on their life events and deny the children's right to a parent because you're supposedly. She's afraid of me, Judge. I've done nothing. I have done emotional things that have gotten me to this position, but nothing warranting throwing me in jail for 6 months for trying to call my children. I just want to speak with them. Throughout this whole 3 years has been a constantness of alienation, of saying you're not going to see the children. You will do what I want.
If nobody wants my daddy, I love him only. Mom is a little jerk.
Whoa, don't say jerk anymore.
Ha ha ha.
And Judge, I just want to have equal protection for my children. I want to be there for them. I'm okay. We had an emotionally tumultuous relationship in a lot of ways, but we also did a lot of things. We both love our children. And I know she's a good mom. She does good things for them. And I think if we had orders setting that, we wouldn't have issues. We just avoid each other. We would be good co-parents or they're talking parents and go to their games out separately and cheer on my son and coach him. And she could do it too. We should do what's in the best interest of them together and not just keeping them away for spite and greed. So I asked that I've stayed far away since the court order. I've stayed far from her place of employment, from the kids' school, from everything. I've attended various CLE classes in regards to custody and support. I recently got appointed to the Bar Fee Dispute Committee as a lay member. I'm actually running for office, Judge, where I can help go to the state senate, where I actually attended when I was in high school. I attended Boys State and passed mock legislation up there. And one day I'm going to do what I can to help change these laws. So I believe that my path has been divinely, all through all this, that it has been divinely guided. And I read the book, The Purpose-Driven Life in jail. And I'm a reformed man, Judge, and I deserve equal access to my children. I will do whatever is in the best interest and be a good co-parent and love my children and love her for being there and for giving me such beautiful children. And I want to maximize my time with the children and be able to see them. And I also say that it's in the best interest to have joint physical and legal custody of the children, and that we can be good co-parents together and to give me that chance again. And I could also go into a bunch of case law, but
Now
I'll wait for that.
you're 8
Thank you,
hours
Judge.
over the time that I allotted you.
All right. Thank you for your time.
We're going to take a 5-minute break, and then we're going to come back, and we'll hear the plaintiff's case. All right? Thank you.
All rise.